Welcome, 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 folks. We are Grown A Geeks. It is the year 2026. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great holiday. Welcome to our first live show of the year, first of many to come. Hope everybody's had a great new year. I've got a great cast with me tonight, and we're going to be talking about Stranger Things. The cultural phenomenon has come to an end, and as of 9:30, Conformity Gate is no more. We did not get a secret episode drop, so we don't have to discuss the episode that did not air. It may come up as part of the discussion overall, but didn't get that special show. Joining me tonight, I've got the regular cast of characters. I am Elder Geek Sam, and I've got with me Miss Brandy Green. We've got Miss Teresa, How to Be TK, and my man RG Cashmere. Stranger Things. We're going to talk all about it. Let me get the comments ready. So everybody who joins us, be sure to put your comments out there. They'll pop up on screen. You guys, if you don't know how that works, just put it up there and we will see it. I will also drop a link in the comments so anybody who wishes to join the live has that option to do so. You can actually be a part of this show. I do ask that you are live show ready. Don't just be out here willy-nilly getting me banned on anything, because I will pull you out and you will not be on the show. But we ask that you like and subscribe. Join us everywhere you can find Grown A Geeks. You can click that QR code there right above Miss Brandy, and that's where you can find everywhere we are. Grown A Geeks. Now, let us talk
First try. Nice. She's ready this year.
We got it. I'm telling you, 2026, man. It's on and popping. Everybody, like, subscribe, share. That's the thing. Like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends about it. You a geek, they a geek. Let them know they can come be geeks with us. Now, let's get into this thing. Stranger Things, man. Stranger Things. First off, we'll do a real quick overall impression. Give me two answers. First, season 5, and then series as a whole. Maybe you didn't care for season 5, but overall the show was great. You can do it number, you can give it a letter grade, whatever works for you. Miss Brandy, you're here with me. I'll let you go first.
The issues that I have with season 5 are not issues that prevent me from liking season 5. I think the critiques that I have are valid, but at the end of the day, the show gave me what I wanted from the show. It gave me exactly what I wanted from the show. And I guess overall, I think it was a good ending. I think it was a nice bookend. I think that's all I'm going to say for now.
Okay. We'll get more into it. We will get more into it. Now that was season 5. The show as a whole.
That's what I think it was. The show as a whole was a phenomenon. I mean, it was something that it came out of nowhere. I remember I had no clue that I would still be watching this show 10 years from now. I thought it was cute. I thought it was interesting. I didn't even know that they were going to come back with a season 2 after the end of the first season. So, I was like, well, that was really good. I was super invested. I think they did a good job of building a world, and I think they did a good job of building lore and creating unforgettable characters. The show, I had one season where I was like, okay now, but after that, I mean, we picked up. I think it was the second season. I was just like, but third, fourth, fifth, like everything after that, it was like they hit the ground running. I think the writing was great, the music, the costuming, the setting. I think they did an amazing job creating Hawkins, Illinois, or whatever. Is it Illinois? Indiana.
I think Hawkins, Indiana.
I knew it was Midwestern, but right. I think overall, I really think they did a great job of tying the first season to the last season and keeping cohesion with the characters. people didn't suddenly become different. You know, the show never jumped the shark to me. So yeah, I think it was a great series.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. RG, what were your thoughts? Season 5 and the series as a whole.
So I'm gonna start with the season as a whole.
Everything is taken from
The season,
I love these names.
I know, right? But at the season as a whole, I really think that overall people are going to come back and realize that the greatness of the first season really carried this show a lot further than I believe other shows probably wouldn't have lasted. But that first season was damn near flawless. It was every bit of an emotional roller coaster and some of the most appealing characters that we've had in a long time. It was great television. Like, it was really good to have a show like that. And then it kind of, did the up and down thing for a little bit and went places and, made you doubt stuff. But overall, I believe it's going to be remembered as a really a show with a hell of a lot of potential. Right? Now, season 5, Jesus, I freaking loved the first couple episodes. I loved the first couple episodes.
Right.
And then they just went, I don't want any bad, I don't want any bad tweets. So, what happened. Everybody lives. And, it's all neatly wrapped up in a bow. We all get to go home feeling good. Our favorite characters survived. Whoever your favorite character was, they made it.
Unless your favorite character was Elle.
We'll be talking about that later, won't we? So,
I should probably put the spoiler tag up just in case.
You're everyone should know. Nothing but spoilers right now. I'm starting early.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Just so that there's no confusion. I just want to make sure it's there.
There you go.
Because now that I think about it, I don't think I put that in any of the advertisements that it would be spoiler. But clearly, if we're talking about the series as a whole,
it's implied. It's implied. Yeah. So that's my thoughts. I liked it personally. I'm gonna praise it. I'm gonna suggest it to other people to watch it. I believe it's a show that needs to be watched just off the basis of the first season alone. But Duffer Brothers. I mean, I don't know that THCA, man. It's fucking people's head up, man, and not writing properly. You need to go back to the regular flour. So
just keep it organic. Okay. Yeah. All right, Teresa, what were your thoughts here? Season 5 and then the whole show. What did you think?
I thought that season 5 was as good as season 1. I thought. Since there was such a space between seasons 4 and 5, it had been like, 7 years. Of course, I forget stuff. I don't think it was the cheesiest season, but that's just my opinion.
Somebody RG got support on that one. That's okay.
Right. Since there had been such a space, and they gave us like, well, if you don't remember, you go back and watch these episodes to get you up to
right.
Speed. So I did that, and from doing that, I was like, you know what? I don't even remember how this all started happening to Will. So I went back and watched the first season again, and I'll probably keep going and watch the whole thing over. But like I believe RG said, season 1 was a phenomenon. It was really good. It was crazy good. Mm-hmm. And y'all know that I don't ask too much from stuff. Mm-hmm. I just ask to be entertained to keep the foolishness to a minimum. And I don't believe the Stranger Things, they were a little questionable in between. I can't remember what season it was, but they had some craziness going on in between, but I don't think it was enough to make it bad. I still enjoyed it. And then after that hiatus, and they've come back with season 5, to me, I mean, I was wowed with every installment. Like, they had the Christmas episodes and there may have been some more, I don't know. Thanksgiving. I was like, okay, come on, Christmas. And then, of course, we had the opportunity to watch it in the theater. I watched it in the theater. I think it was every bit as good on the big screen as, movies that are made for the big screen.
Was there a big crowd?
Yeah, we had a great crowd, because I had a Facebook friend who said that, what messed it up for her was her crowd didn't pass the vibe check. Ours did. Ours was like watching Endgame at a fan screening.
Okay.
They gasped and they screamed and they clapped and you could hear crying. And we had a great crowd.
That's dope.
Being engaged at the right time is
like that
important.
makes such a difference.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
does.
You might just get caught up in the excitement of it.
Yeah. But we could tell when I walked in, everybody in the lobby was wearing Stranger Things something.
Nice.
So I knew that everybody was there to see Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And people chatting because they also could tell that you were there for Stranger Things and stuff. So it was a great experience. So I think, to me, season 5 was just as good.
Oh, fresh.
As season 1.
Always makes a difference.
Overall, it was a great experience, very memorable. Not perfect, because there was a little roller coaster there in the middle, but very good. And I'm glad that pretty much everybody lived.
Okay.
Nothing
wrong with that. We like these people, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No bad tweets no bad Facebook posts from Teresa.
Right.
So, overall, like I said, I opened up stating that this was a cultural phenomenon, and I think Netflix is where it is today because they brought this show. Stranger Things, like was mentioned. How long have we been sitting here and we eagerly await the new seasons and the new episodes, and we're happy to get them. And I'm curious, any spinoffs they want to do, let's do it. I mean, because obviously some weird stuff happens in Hawkins, and just because we've closed, something had to draw this stuff to Hawkins, so there's got to be something else weird. It'd be like one of those Erie, Indiana, like all the weird shit happens here. Let that be Hawkins, and let Priya go on to have her adventures. Let dipshit Derek and Holly, they can. I'm here for it. Whatever, however you want to work that out, I'm here for it, because Stranger Things, they have plenty of time to catch up. We've only made it through the 80s. We got the 90s. We got the 2000s. We got the, what they call the 10s, the aughts. We got all of that. So there's plenty of time to keep it rolling however you want to do it. Now, does it need to drag out 20, 30 years? If you can keep the writing as a whole the way it's been, sure. I would be fine with that, because it's not like this is one of those shows that has, so many episodes, it'll be syndicated. You know what I'm saying? So you're only going to have the seasons that exist to watch, and you get those 8 hours for this season, these 9 hours for that season, and that's all of it. The series as a whole, no question, I believe it is phenomenal. I am very pleased with everything they have given me. Even the bad stuff wasn't so horrible that they lost me as a fan. It was stuff that I didn't care for, but everything has that. You know what I'm saying? I've watched every episode of Psych, and there were plenty of episodes I could have done without. I watched every episode of Suits, and they had whole seasons they could have cut. So nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. And so as a whole, yeah, I think it was great. season 5 specifically, I don't know how they managed to have me on the edge of my seat the whole season, but they did manage to keep me on the edge of my seat the whole season. And that was enough for me to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the season, because I was wanting to feel some kind of way, and they never let me feel that way. Every time I got there, they changed something, they did something, somebody went somewhere, somebody said something happened, and it kept me hooked, it kept me grounded. See, and I think that's why I know that's why I like the stuff about the 80s, the member berries all popping in and being able to see that time depicted very accurately.
I was just getting ready to say, it wasn't even just that it was depicting the 80s, it was that they depicted the 80s that was the actual 80s. A lot of the time, these shows, they're very kitschy, they focus on like the trendy things, and it's like, no, Mike's basement looks like my friend's basement, like you know what I mean? Like,
I go to my aunt's house in Detroit right now.
They obviously
I used to babysit for the Wheelers. I babysat little Holly, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they would be around our damn age,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So shit.
And honestly, it's that type of immersion that allows you to make it. That's what makes the fantasy so believable, is that you are seeing things not through the lens of, look how 80s this is, but it's like, damn, remember that? Remember how that used to be? That's what it feels. When Elle was at the skating rink and got into the fight with the other little girl, out where I live on the east side, we used to have this place called Billy Bob's, and Billy Bob's was attached to a skating rink. And let me tell you, on a good Friday, Saturday night, that's exactly how it went down.
It's always fights and skating.
Golden Glide. What's the one in Stone Mountain? All the skating rinks around. Y'all know what it's like. And that's what it's like. Stars and Stripes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's like. That's what that experience is. And I don't even know, like, my kids have asked to go, like, when they were growing up, they would go to the skating rink, and it was a thing to do on the weekends, and that sort of. So it's like seeing that and remembering those times. That they did a very, very good job of capturing that time. But as you said, not really kitsch, but like a very genuine lived-in world of the 80s. It was just a time period thing, and I think it was done so very well. That's why I'm all for keeping it going and let the younger generation, because I want to see Holly as a DM. I think Holly would be an awesome DM. The way Mike was having his stories, I think Holly the heroic will kill it. I want to see that.
Another thing, Brandy mentioned wardrobe and the setting, how perfect that was. The casting was phenomenal.
Yeah. Absolute great job.
I honestly, I wish the best for each one of these characters, and kind of hope they don't just be remembered for Stranger Things, and that they can go on to have fruitful careers. But you see, sometimes when something is just so good and you're so good in that role, people have a hard time seeing you as something else. A lot of people can't see Tom Felton as an actor. They just see him as Malfoy, and it's like he has to go and do something else. Daniel Radcliffe got a little buck wild to get out of that role and not just be seen as Harry Potter. And when you do it for so long, like these kids, we've literally watched them grow up. They're adults now, and the younger ones, like
other things,
Holly's,
though.
And they've had an opportunity to do some other things along the way. But like, I need to see what else he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like Finn was fortunate to get something else. Millie Bobby Brown's had something else. They've had some stuff, but it's like, what has Caleb got next? I can't wait to see. What has Priya got next? I can't wait to see that. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Nancy Wheeler's actress, what has she got next? I would be very curious to see some Nancy Drew type stuff, because I would believe that. She's perfect for that. But I don't want her to just be Nancy Wheeler. you know, and it's been put out into the universe multiple
It's
times.
definitely being put out into the universe, but I don't know how I feel about that because Miles Morales is Afro-Latina, and
Yeah.
I don't think they should erase that part of him because he is very
Absolutely.
Afro-Latino, like very
Absolutely.
Afro-Latino.
I think now,
and that's not to say an Afro-Latino can't look like Caleb,
Right.
but that's not necessarily what Miles Morales looks like. He
but
more
it
looks like
doesn't.
the boy from Blackish to me,
Right.
Miles from Blackish, more than Caleb to me. But that's just my opinion. If they cast him,
And
it's not
no,
like I would be mad.
Right.
you,
It's
you
not
know,
like we won't go see it.
exactly.
Right.
It would be
Oh,
okay.
well, there you go.
They could always do a Static Shock. If they just need a black person as a black character, Static Shock is just right there. And I don't know if
think he could
anybody's been
definitely
watching
do
Caleb's
it.
social media, but Caleb he's getting fit, getting into he's doing
Yeah.
his own parkour, what is it, spin jutsu and whatnot. And like, okay,
You know, he
okay,
has the emotional wherewithal. So
right.
absolutely. Anything he
could have-
wants to do. Sadie Sink, I mean, but she's already set because she's in the next Spider-Man, which I'm very excited
Right.
about.
Mhm.
Like, okay, we'll see.
And I think that could even be setting her up. Like
He's
the fact
very
that she
talented.
hooked
They
into
all
a
are.
Marvel,
Except,
like,
but we'll get into that later.
Uh-oh.
right. Okay, so I had a list of topics that I had thrown out earlier, and these were just some things that came to mind. We'll get into some other ones I know, but here were some things that stood out to me. We have to have it one more time. The Kate Bush song, Running Up That Hill. I was really happy when Max finally woke up and she asked Caleb, like, she asked Lucas rather, are you tired of this song? And he was like, yes. Because that song had been on repeat for the longest time to help keep her grounded as her anchor. And I get it and I understand it and it's appropriate for the show. But even I'm getting sick of the damn song in the real world.
Yeah.
So, if you had found yourself in a similar situation, and this goes to everybody here and everybody watching, what would your Running Up That Hill song have been? What would have been the song for you that would have anchored you to bring you back? Now, it could be
at that time period.
I just say either one. What would have been your song then, or because I really tried to think about it and I could not remember what song then would have been able to
87.
Right. I was like, did I even really know music then?
Wow.
I did.
And so
it was like Tiffany and
I mean, I don't want to say something dumb like it would have been a weird.
Let me tell you.
It would have been like Beat It or something because that would have been the only song.
Yeah.
Right. That would have been like the only song I knew the words for. And so I do open it up to say, what would have been your song then if you had one, or it could be a song now, or it could be a song anywhere along the way. What would be your Running Up That Hill? I did finally come up with one.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What's yours?
For me, it is Virtual Insanity. Jamiroquai. I am still stuck. I currently have a Jamiroquai playlist. And that is my de-stress. I'm at work. My boss done called me. I done got in trouble for something. I'm pissed off, but I still got to face these people and smile and be nice. Yeah, we throwing on some Jamiroquai because I need to not be here. I need to be there. And Jamiroquai will take me there. And the one song that is just like every time is going to be Virtual Insanity. Now, that 2001 Space Odyssey album will work, but they didn't do an album. They did a song. So I would say my song would be Virtual Insanity.
Okay. Would that be like if you were their age at that time? That would have been your song.
Yeah, because I don't think that was Virtual Insanity is definitely later than the 80s.
It is definitely later
but
than the
I
80s.
mean, if we would have been like 17, 18, then that would have been the right time period for Virtual Insanity.
And I was in 1987.
That's what I mean. So
See, and that's why, and I think that's why, you know, I look back and I say, okay, 2001, it's a little past, but it's still like a staple because once that song hit, once I heard Jamiroquai for the first time, that funk jazz fusion with some hip hop rap going, I was like, oh, and then the boy can sing. Like JK got a fucking vocals, man. Like I was definitely, I think that would have been my one.
There was a lot of very interesting artists that came out at that time that kind of came out and did a lot of like some really cool things, and then they just kind of went away. And you're like, oh, do you remember such and so? And people be like,
yeah. There was a ton of one-hit wonders.
Crazy, but they only had like one song that hit.
Somebody would have been like Milli Vanilli would have been my anchor song. Girl, you know it's true. Like that would have been somebody's anchor.
Shit, that shit was bumping when it came out. It was.
I probably
should pump up the
jam.
I had that
Pump
tape.
Up the Jam. I could actually see. What was it? Tectonic.
Yes.
Like Pump Up the Jam. Yeah, that could have been an anchor because that was on repeat for a good little while.
My song from if I was 16 and I got put into the Upside Down and they had to pull me back, my song would have been "You're All I Need" with Meth and Mary. That would have been my song.
Okay.
Yeah.
And not the remix, the original.
Gotcha.
F Puffy.
Yeah, that's what? That is a phenomenal song. That's one of those songs. If I'm changing the station and that plays. Like we're not like I found a station if that's on.
I was obsessed. I wanted it to be my wedding song, and my sister used to say we was gonna get married to Timberlands, and I was like, "That."
Wow.
Yeah, just because I want to walk down the aisle to that, don't mean I gotta be walking down the aisle like dead ass. I love you.
Oh damn,
you know
girl! Like, talking my language. Word.
And y'all speed this up, it's brick in here.
All right, I'll make a nigga act right.
Yo, that's wild. That's you know what I'm saying. I got mad love for you, man. Like that's that's the woo right there. You can hit them up. RG, you got a song because I know you're a music person.
Oh man, I gotta be honest. If this was back then when I was 16, 17, yeah, it would have been Salt and Pepper, Shake Your Thing. That would have been my anchor song. I bumped the fuck out of that song on my fucking Walkman.
To this day.
I was like, I love that. What?
Very Necessary is very slept on and underrated, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. I knew this would be the perfect question for y'all.
Those drum loops that like it's a rap.
I want to know what Jeff's song was going to be.
I know, right? But it's a rapper's drum loop.
Stranger Things, it's too much for him, wouldn't it?
I don't think it's too much for him, but I will say I don't think he was really a fan of it. I don't really think he was a fan. Now I will say there was another comment that just popped up. Agi Chicha.
I don't know why people thought that, but that's again a conversation.
There was a lot of evidence. You know what? We'll cover it. We'll cover that. Mm-hmm. We'll cover that. There was a lot of evidence to support it. And it seems really weird.
No, there wasn't. Like, no,
we'll cover that. Okay, we'll get to that.
Even the Duffer Brothers was like, no, there's not. And y'all are like, yes, there is.
Okay, like directors and actors don't be just saying stuff. Because Andrew Garfield, I'm definitely not in the movie. Come on, bro. And then he ends up being in the movie. It's marketing and all of that type of stuff. And that's why people believe.
There was never. That's why it didn't.
We'll cover that later. We'll come back to that. Because I believe. Teresa, what was your song? What did you have a song? What would have been the song to bring you back from the Upside Down?
I don't know about a specific song, but especially early to mid 80s, maybe a little bit into the late 80s, it definitely would have been by Duran Duran.
Yep.
Yeah, like it was like
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was everywhere too.
Yeah.
It could have been Notorious. That's my song.
Notorious
was today we'll never know.
1986, I think. So I mean that's
today we'll never know.
Notorious.
Ooh, when did
Hungry
A
Like
View
the
to a
Hungry Like the
Kill come out?
Wolf.
The
I
Wild
was about to say, when did A
Boys.
View to a Kill come out? Because,
A View to a Kill was later.
That
I
was
think.
that was
but again, that would have been from my
Right.
my time.
Right.
So I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
that might have been, that could have
But
been
yeah,
one.
it 100% would have been by Duran Duran.
Good God, yes.
I was a Duran.
80 back then. You know what I
A View
loved
to a
back
Kill was
then? Van
1985.
Halen.
Oh, 85? Okay.
Tell me, I was like that. See, yeah.
When did the song Jump by Van Halen come out? Because if that came out in like 86, then that would have been my song.
Oh Lord,
I used to
Let's
stay up
see,
and watch
Jump by Van
videos and hope for
Halen.
that song to come on.
that's right.
It was on their
Wow.
1984
I ain't
album.
mad.
1984.
It was on their 1984 album.
There you
The
go.
song was recorded around April or May of '83, and it's the second song on their 1984 album.
He was a baby.
There
Were you
you
like
go.
10 years, 9 years old?
I was
I
a
mean-
kid. I was younger than that.
Younger.
Like,
Okay.
I was,
Okay.
yeah, I've been like
You were
6,
younger.
7. But the song used to come on, and my dad, we would go in my room and we would jump on my bed. Jump! And so,
See, and even the song I picked, "A View to a Kill," that's 1985. I would have only been
Okay.
again. It would have been like that was just a song that resonated. As soon as she said Duran
Yeah,
Duran, I
it's
was like,
in
oh
your
yeah,
head.
"View to a Kill." Hell
Mhm.
yeah, because
Yep.
like people don't know, but like I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I've watched all the James Bond movies. That was
Yeah.
one of those things that like my
87 would have been
dad.
what? Anita Baker? Anita Baker, Shake You Down, Gregory Abbott.
Oh
I'm trying
God,
to
please no.
87.
That song would have made me stay in the upside down.
Shake You Down.
Yes. I'd have been, please don't fucking wake me up while this song is playing. Oh my God.
Winwood, bring
That's a-
me
that's a trigger
higher
song for me.
star. Wasn't that
It
87?
sounds like it.
Let's see, music taste shape what we grew up on. Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah, you you love the music
Absolutely.
most that
That's
you
kind-
grew up around the age
That's why
range.
I
between
didn't get
14
tired of the Kate Bush
Yeah,
song.
between like 14 and 25.
Right.
With me,
That's
though,
the
with
music
us, I
you
think
love the most.
our generation has it a little different because our generation was raised by basically boomers.
We're mixed on that.
So they had their own music that they also listened to. Whereas
Right.
I feel like nowadays the parents listen to what the kids like. When we were
Yeah.
coming up, our parents didn't get a doggone what we liked.
Right.
Right.
So we grew up with all of that music as well as the music our
And the
generation
music that
created.
we
Right.
kind of grew up on was almost seen as rebellious because of that. Like all
Right.
the groups, it was punk rock, it was it was rap, it was that type of stuff.
All of that, right.
Right.
It was all rebel music, you know what I'm saying? And they
Right.
refer to so much of what we listen to as noise, and I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
music that you listen to between 14 and 25, and that's the music that you hold most fondly, because that's the music during your most formative years, during your most social years. Is
You
between
remember
14 and 25.
earlier today, Can't Trust It came on, and I promise you I ain't listened to that song. And I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to the song, and I'm in the bass in your face. You know the words. You know what I'm saying? It's just the stuff that resonated then. It just you carry it with you, which
Yep,
is
that's why
why
there are
it's so important what you feed yourself. It's
True.
important what you feed yourself.
There are songs from the 80s I can remember that I probably haven't heard in 20 years. I can remember every
Every word.
single word. I couldn't tell you what I had for lunch yesterday, but I know every word to that song.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think some Simply Red might have been able to hold my attention. Like if I was stuck in a coma, that would have been Simply Red. Because even now, that's like we were talking about the other day. We were talking about like yacht rock and Blue Eyed Soul and whatnot. And I have a playlist, and I was shocked by how many Simply Red songs were on the playlist. I was like, damn, that's like that whole album right there. And it's just
Yeah.
And
There's
again,
a
and I
yacht
think it
rock
has-
band that I go see at least twice a year. I love them.
You say,
Wow,
Simply
okay.
Red.
You
Yeah.
spending bread to go see the yacht rock. That's
Yeah.
dedication. All right. Okay.
I would
Let's
go
see
see
here.
them. I would if they came here, I would go.
Okay, since it does seem like the wild theories and sticking the landing might get a little interesting, we're gonna jump over to season 5 highlights and series highlights.
Okay.
So, what were some of the things in season 5 that specifically season 5 that stood out? Like big moments. I mean, obviously there was the obvious stuff that the show designed to be the big moments. Were any of those moments? I think for me, one of the most powerful scenes in the show was actually when Jonathan and Nancy unproposed. Just because that was like, thank you. We've done this. Like, will he, won't he? There. Oh my, I don't need this in this show. Like, just let it go. And them being, surprisingly enough, mature. And it's almost like, it's strange that they're mature enough. But when you look at the world that they're living in and the shit they're going through, to have a moment of clarity and be rational like that, because literally, like, this is it. Like, you think they thought in that moment that was it for them. And they were making peace with the world and preparing to exit whatever, because we can't even say go into the great beyond. They might have ended up in the upside down. Who knows? But they were making peace with whatever they need to make peace with. And in that moment, to just like accept the reality of what is and what isn't and be willing to accept that. I thought that was the most growth we were going to see in individual characters in the show. Was that moment. And I was very happy to have that so that we could get past that being a lingering little storyline in the background. Just, I was so happy that they resolved that, and I liked the resolution, and it was practical. It made sense because all of these people, they're just trauma bonded. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they may have actually formed some genuine friendships because of it, but ultimately they're trauma bonded. And it's like that can't really be the best foundation. And so having them like move away from that, because they obviously could still remain friends, and they're going to get together every year and meet back up at the Squawk, and it's going to be great. And
in Philly at Robin's crazy uncle's cookout.
Oh yeah.
It'll be at the uncle's house, the weird uncle. So that was mine for the season 5.
Okay.
Who else has one?
Are we going in order?
Good, Brandon. We'll keep the
Brandon, what you got?
Clockwise going.
Okay. Okay. So we're just like a good moment, a moment that's really stuck.
Yeah,
for
like
me in this,
a highlight.
Not necessarily the big moments, but just like a highlight. Okay.
Like
a highlight for me is that I appreciate that Vecna was evil until the very end. I appreciate that they did not redeem him. I appreciate that he did not join the team and become one and they could fight the nothing together. I love that Henry was like, oh no, bitch.
I chose this.
I wanted it. I joined it. I embraced it. Yes. This is me and who I am. I said, that's right. You stand in your truth. Because
you know what? Yeah.
The whole show was coming out.
Be a villain. It's okay. It's okay to be a villain. So
what'd you say? The whole show was coming out. He said the whole show was coming out.
I just because like I get it, and it was like, oh, it's poor unfortunate, right? But also, you've been wreaking havoc and terror and destruction for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like you murdered children. You're a terrible human being. There is no redemption for you. There's no redemption, sir.
You gotta die horribly.
And I'm just very glad.
Burn, and I'm glad that I'm with you. That was very. That made Vecna. That made it satisfying.
I gave y'all Billy. I let y'all make that motherfucker a martyr, and people to this day are, oh, Billy, like he wasn't a racist piece of crap. So I let y'all redeem Billy.
Out there high signing, I had to get him. They had to get him.
Vecna evil.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that was that. I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, that's a good.
I'm for that.
That's a good call out right there, because that needed to happen. And like I said, I think that's what made the ending satisfying, was that we maintained a villain. Yes. And you know, with Will having his whole moment, like, you're a vessel too. He's like, I'm sorry, what? Like, yeah,
right. No, pardon me.
Yeah,
nah,
you don't even go here. No.
That was good. RG, what was a highlight for this season?
So the highlight for me,
what was a highlight for you?
Was my man Will. As an anime fan, I love the violence. I love when you get the power fantasy. So I loved when my man Will finally embraced his little Vecna side, even though he wasn't from there, but embraced his Vecna side, and you know, got his opportunity, start snapping limbs. You know, we get some gratuitous violence. I was all for that. That was big. I wanted him for so many seasons. This dude was just soft batch, like just crying, just cowering and shit. I'm like, God damn, like, please, you know. You know, just man up. Somebody smacked him. But you know, he got it together. You know, he got it together, and that was a really big, gratifying moment for me. I was really happy to see Will have his moment.
Yeah, that's definitely was enjoyable, and because I think even in episode 7, we had a full breakdown when he finally got the little nosebleed and took control. He was like, that was a powerful scene right there. That was actually probably his best scene. His other scene wasn't even as good in comparison, and they really tried to like make that a big scene. And I was like,
which one? The Vecna?
No,
when he took over Vecna, because that was cool too.
Will's speech when he sat everybody down. We're Teresa, and then we'll come back, because we got to talk about things we like. We got to talk about things we did like. So,
woo,
Teresa.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Yep.
Well, to me, there were many bright spots, and I mentioned casting before, because in season 5, I think Holly Wheeler really stood out, and of course she was recast for this season, because I'm sure because they, you know, wrote in such a major part. Before, she was just kind of like, you know, set dressing, you know, but, you know, she never said anything.
Side character to fill out the family.
Right.
Yeah.
Holly.
But she was what, like 7, 6, 7?
Younger than that. She was like maybe 3 or 4 in the beginning.
Yeah.
She was little, like high chair.
Well, when it started, yeah.
So Holly was great. Going from dipshit to delightful, Derek was awesome.
Yeah.
Mrs. Wheeler.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Was a bright spot.
Big moment.
Mama Bear. Yeah.
For me, the brightest spot is always going to be my girl Erica.
Yes.
Whenever Erica was on the screen, you could count on some gems coming from her. And I was all for it. I love me some Erica.
I'm still looking for a way to fit into conversation. This is a situation that requires cussing.
Exactly.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out a way to get
shut
that
up
in the
and
sentence.
eat your damn pie. You know?
Yes.
Ooh, Erica.
Yeah.
That's why I say I can't wait to see what Priya Ferguson does.
Erica.
Yes.
I'm not mad. Do it.
Can't spell America.
That's right. That's what I wore to see the finale.
Now, also though, never mind. I love her. They didn't do
wait,
enough
what
with
happened?
her.
We lost her
And that's
sound.
We lost your audio.
right. They didn't do enough. Erica should have been at that Dungeons and Dragons table at the end.
Yes.
She played. She shed
I agree
blood
with
with
that.
them.
I do agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But
I
would
know
she
she
would
wasn't
she
the
be there?
OG, but neither was Max.
That
Ooh,
probably
ooh.
is not in tune with her character.
She
Erica's
was
way too cool for fucking.
she was older
Dungeons
than
and Dragons.
Holly though. Wasn't she older than
Yeah,
them?
yeah.
I'm talking about with them, with
Oh
Lucas
yeah,
and
with
them.
the boys. I agree with that. Yeah,
But she
because
was too
Max
cool
was
for that.
there, and she wasn't an original member.
Right.
True.
I mean, it could be that Vecna didn't see her because she wasn't in the Upside Down.
No, I'm
But-
talking about at the end, at the
Yeah.
very end.
I know. But that's part of the whole conformity gate thing.
Oh,
And
whatever.
so Will.
Oh my God. LIG it. LIG
Okay,
it.
well, there you go.
It's lies.
I don't know the stories that y'all have made up about this. I only know what they showed on the screen and what the Duffer
Absolutely.
Brothers themselves said. That's all I know.
Absolutely. And honestly, the very simple explanation, it simply comes down to the fact that the Duffer Brothers, whoever was in charge of continuity for this production, got fired. They weren't working there anymore. And so there were enough mistakes in the season finale where it was like, well, that seems odd, because if you go back, we've never seen the color orange associated with Hawkins High. So everybody's sitting there with their orange things on, like it was green. The uniforms were green. And so it's little things like that. And then all of the people, like, if Robin is back, why haven't we seen anything about Vicky? Like, obviously Robin and Vicky survived. That should have continued or something. And we got nothing from there. And ultimately, the only people we got to see closure for were the people who were there, present, people that Vecna saw, people that Vecna was aware of. And so
Robin was in college. She was away at college. She came back to Hawkins. She reunited with them because it was their graduation. Just because we didn't see Vicky doesn't mean Vicky doesn't exist in this world. It doesn't mean
not to say she doesn't exist.
Just
No,
because.
not to
Is
say
that
she
what
doesn't
this theory is about?
Who cares about Vicky?
Is that what this theory is
Like, y'all was
implying?
really like, why didn't we get closure with Vicky? What happened to Vicky? Like,
okay, you know what? We don't have to discuss not one thing about Conformity Gate. I opened up the show saying we didn't get the episode.
Because
I really feel like
there was so many, and I'm just
and
Are
the
you
fact that
clutching
there
your
are
pearls?
some things like, right, because I'm like, damn, my bad. I'm not saying that Vicky was the explanation, and all I'm saying is that in a general sense.
So what
Okay.
What
Here's
is
some
conformity
What
other
are
gate?
y'all saying?
What
That
is
the
conformity
last
gate?
No,
episode
not
wasn't the
y'all.
last
No.
episode, and there's a whole
y'all.
nother season finale?
He said y'all implies I'm a part
That's
of
the
that group.
theory. That's
Right.
the conspiracy theory.
The whole thing behind Conformity Gate
Okay.
was that on 1/7, and I mean, you go literally just look up Conformity Gate on Instagram. People have done some amazing theories, and all of it isn't just like BS to try to find a secret meaning. But we're also talking about a show that's been running for 10 years, and some of the Easter eggs that might have been planted would have had like amazing payoffs. I think it's some people who just weren't satisfied with the ending the way it was presented. They didn't like that everybody got their happy ending, that maybe there should have been more, that maybe the explanation should have been better. Maybe Elle and Mike should have gotten their 3 waterfall ending. If we believe for a moment that Vecna had all the kids and actually succeeded, he pulled the Matrix on everybody. Give them an enemy to fight, let them think that they won, and they can go on and live this perfect ever after. Not trying to defeat Vecna because they believe that they've already defeated him. So we had a whole conversation about how did Max suddenly end up at graduation. Now, 18 months is plenty of time to have gone to summer school twice and did some makeup classes. The girl could have graduated on time if she put forth the effort. So I didn't have a problem with things like that. But then you go into like the whole conversation. Okay, the explanation as to why Elle could not have used her powers when she used her powers to disappear at the end. When Mike presents that the sister actually did one last illusion because he saw the little hand twitching or whatnot, those things, the sonic emitters, were actually fully active at the moment. Elle was not able to use her powers when those things were active. And yet somehow she was able to push everybody back and hold everything back to fall into this thing. Mike chooses to believe.
If she was inside the gate, would she have been affected by the things if she was still in the upside down and not out there yet?
But they used them on her in the upside down. So I don't think
also in the upside down with her when they used them, not only because remember, even at the end when it exploded in.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, you know what? That is a very genuine, that is the first.
I'm just saying,
valid. That is the first valid objection to that I've heard, and that makes perfect, plausible sense.
Or the Duffer brothers just fucked up and didn't think that far ahead to think that people would go that deep into.
I genuinely believe
that's the case. See the case.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
genuinely believe that to be the case. You have to suspend
the level of disbelief. You have to have a level of disbelief to just enjoy this show. You want me to believe all these kids sat up here and against trained soldiers and survived? They was just they shooting them like nothing, like they just been in big mercenaries, right? You want me to believe that they all just survived this level of trauma and violence, right? That. Okay, you know, fuck it. Could her sister have did it? Yeah, her sister could have done it. That's plausible to me. I can believe she was still alive. They have powers. I don't understand the powers.
Yeah.
The thing that I keep coming back to, that people ultimately, I'm like, Hawkins is not Derry. Stranger Things is not it.
Correct.
It makes sense that these kids would all have a happy ending because originally this show was the Goonies.
Yeah.
And the Goonies get a happy ending.
Yeah.
Yes, there have been people that died along the way, but at the heart of this show, this is Stand By Me. This is, that kind of movie.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, and so I always expected that this was ultimately going to be an older Mike telling the story via flashback. And we were going to see an old Mike explaining what happened to him as a kid as he's signing. Like when they did the closing credits, you all watch the closing credits and everything, right? Mm-hmm. And you see the Stranger Things players handbook and whatnot. I'm 100% believe that Mike wrote that D&D book
absolutely.
And got it published. I'm following along with that.
If you watch the first season, and we know that first season, they had no idea they were even going to get a second season. When they made the first season, it was supposed to be just this little thing that they made for Netflix. Mm-hmm. Elle dies at the end of the first season. They cheated her alive in the second season, which is that kind of made me mad because I was like, I mourned this child, and now all of a sudden here she is still alive. But okay, I'm locked in now.
Foreshadowing in the business, they call that foreshadowing.
In the end,
they did the same thing with Hopper.
She was supposed to die.
There you go.
Yeah. No, when we go back and look at the live 2 weeks ago when we did our episode, then we all wanted it. Ultimately, we wanted everybody to live.
Right, we had a Deadpool,
and we accepted.
And nobody
accepted that Elle would be the one to die. So when I saw Elle perish, I was like, that happened exactly the way it could have, and couldn't have happened any other way because we're still here. And
I feel like Mike told that because Mike needs to believe that
for himself.
Yes, right. He needed that in order to move forward. Like Hopper said, he needed to create, because like Elle said when they were talking, and he was like, "No, we're going to do this, and it's going to be great." And she's like, "You don't get to write this. Like you can't.
This isn't one of your campaigns."
Yes, right. So he's like, I'm going to make it right. In my campaign, this is what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
And I'm
I mean,
comfortable, and I'm very comfortable with the idea
see
of
what
the
that says?
show
I
ending
believe.
on that level of ambiguity, right? I'm
Absolutely.
completely fine with that, right?
Absolutely.
If you
Better
want to
than The
believe,
Sopranos.
she's still alive, awesome. If you want to believe she's dead and that's his coping, then that's fine as well.
You mean you don't like when they stop?
Is fine. Oh, we lost the host.
We lost Sam.
Holler now, clicking buttons.
No, that was the whole Sopranos joke. It
gotcha.
didn't land. I apologize. It didn't land.
No, I don't watch Sopranos, so
it didn't land the way I wanted it to. But
It was awful. And like, I just am like, okay, I like that there's all these discussions and stuff, but like I'm in a lot, I follow a lot of Stranger Things, like groups and things of that nature. And when I tell you that people are in these groups trying to argue folks down, and I'm just like, but the Duffer Brothers said
and see, and I
like before the ending, the Duffer Brothers was like, this is absolutely not a story that Mike is writing. This is an actual thing that happened. It's not a dream. It's not a fantasy. It's not a daydream. And then immediately following the episode, obviously this is something that Mike wrote. This is all a fantasy and a dream. I don't care what the creators said. Right. I know better. Like,
right. And that to me is like, that's wild work that people do that. And it's I think the reason that has happened is because as the audience, and I'm speaking on behalf
of the audience, to be over,
not as the audience. Let me just be clear on that. I'm good with the show the way that it ended. I just started looking into this conformity gate thing today. I just started looking into it, and it is amazing how much content there is to support it. And it doesn't come down to be, it's one of those things where it's like, y'all are giving the Duffer Brothers way too much credit. Right. Not that they didn't make a great show.
Right. But if you think they thought about all of that shit.
But y'all are putting them on some Kaiser Soze kind of twists and turns that, no, this is not that. This is not even set up for that. And ultimately, you can't even say like, well, they had 9 episodes this season, 8 episodes. It went back and forth. So there was no pattern to follow with that or anything.
This was the longest season. Each season did get longer.
There was more story to tell as it continued. And I just started doing more exposition and more characters and whatnot. Yeah. There was also like, there's just some straight up stupidity out there with it because somebody was like, what was Dustin's girlfriend's name? Somebody was like, well, we didn't hear anything about her. I'm like, nobody. That was a camp fling.
Yes.
Wow.
She coined the name Dusty Buns. She served her purpose.
She did.
We got my man to sing. Like, I remember the song now.
What about Argyle? I was like, he went home. He was from California.
Right.
You don't live in Hawkins.
Wow.
Okay. I really enjoy fiction. I take it for what it is. I don't really subscribe to the idea of plot holes unless it's like a sinkhole, the Grand Canyon.
Right.
It is what it is. And I was entertained, and I'm okay with believing that Elle is alive because I happen to like a happy ending. And if the Duffer Brothers are telling me it's over, okay. They also said, somebody's gonna die. And
Kelly died.
Got some death.
2 people died.
Right.
Like 2 people died because Vecna died and Elle died, and the sister died. That's 3 people.
I was saying Kelly died.
So, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I was hoping.
The only thing that I have the biggest complaint, or not complaint, but nitpick, is that I just was like, Kay was wasted. They wasted. I think and good for Linda Hamilton for getting her good check. Good for her for, you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad, but there was no
really point to her character. But like I was telling somebody else, it was, the whole thing was like a love song to the 80s. And,
Yeah.
you know, so we
Yeah.
have these actors who were big in the 80s come back and do, you know, play roles in Stranger Things. We
Right.
had our Matthew Modine, we had Paul Reiser, and we had Linda Hamilton. And
We
Yeah.
had Sean Astin, and I really
Yeah.
I felt like that was his story ran its course and did exactly what it needed to do,
Yeah.
because the character he was playing, I don't think could have survived this. I
Yeah. Well, he
don't
was
think
soft, but
yeah, I don't think he could have survived. But at the same time, that was what Joyce needed at that time. She needed
Yeah.
somebody to hug her and tell her everything was going to be okay and actually show up and make things okay. You know what I'm saying? So when he
Right.
also got ripped from her, that was enough to like really jolt her back into, okay, this shit is real.
Right.
This is a problem,
Right.
you know? And so, yeah, I do think that it's sad to say, but I really kind of feel like, yeah, anybody could have been that general that Linda Hamilton was.
I agree.
It was great that it was Linda Hamilton,
Right.
just for the
At
sake
the
that
end
it was
of it,
Linda
it's
Hamilton.
like, okay, so then all of the, there was no resolution. It was just like, okay, and then the army was gone.
It was over.
And
Yeah.
nothing happened to her. We don't get any kind of, you know, the general was arrested or Dr. K in the program. Nothing.
That's a plot hole. Just to say that's a
That is a plot hole. But for me, it was enough. They built enough hatred of her as
Right.
where whenever she came on screen, I was like, this bitch. You know, so
Right.
she served her purpose for me.
Yes.
I'm good with
Right.
that.
yes.
She was
Yes.
absolutely a
And
problem.
Joyce and 11 didn't get a moment. And I felt like that was messed up because Joyce was like her mom. When Hopper was
Or the
dead,
closest thing.
Joyce took
Yeah.
her. Like,
Yeah.
I think
There was a lot of missed moments in that, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, in the last two episodes, like they were just, you know, there was. I would have thought that at some point in time we would have had Mike and his sister bond a little bit about Holly being missing and what happened to their mom. You know, like I would have liked to see that. You know, see a moment with that. I would have.
didn't they
Now-
though at the hospital?
I feel like when they
I
had
would
the
have liked to see
conversation
more. It
about
was
them,
just very.
when they were saying that they should have told their family more, and they realized they kind of dropped the ball by not preparing them for that. I feel like
that-
that's what that
I
conversation
think
was
a brother
for.
and a sister would have had a little bit more time involved in trying to get their sister back. Right? They had the most invested in trying to get Holly back.
So you mean like
Out
they
of
should have been on
anybody
the
there.
team
Right.
and not he should have
Right.
been on the team and not maybe Jonathan or somebody.
Right, exactly. Like you wouldn't he want it? I want to be there and let's get Holly. Let's do this. And
I
they
think
but
everybody
here's the
kinda had
main
their
thing where
roles
they
and
here's the
played to
main
their
here's the
strengths.
main thing where they messed up. It's just too many goddamn people. It was just too many. It's too many, and it took away at
And they
this
kept
point
bringing
from
people
what-
in.
Right. I don't care about Vicky. I'm sorry. I don't care about her at all. She should have had her argument, and then a wall came down, and then she got separated. She'd have been like, "I'll see you tomorrow."
Honestly,
and
for me
and it would have been
personally,
awesome. She would have been
the
awesome.
way
That's
Vicky
it.
ended up in the scene she was in, I think it worked exactly like it was supposed to. And if we never heard from her again, there was a comment made. There were two people that said something. It does. I agree with this statement right here, because as Vicky and Robin, you know, considering the time, it's not like they were just going to open up to the world and profess it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it would have been
From some
something
old
kind of
lesbian
quiet.
couple.
And then I think when she was talking on when she did like her speech at the Squawk, not her speech, but when she was on the radio at the Squawk, you know, she did kind of say something there. So I personally, again, just repeating what Instagram was feeding me.
Mhm.
Hashtag conformity gate. Just search it. Look at the evidence. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not supporting it. I'm just saying there's a lot of evidence, and I give credit to the people.
I've been beat
I don't
up by
care.
them.
Just
I don't care if in that
creativity.
world, in that universe, if
The
she's
creativity
still alive,
she came up
if
with.
she's still in the picture, she's still part of Robin's life. Fucking awesome. Maybe Nancy will go visit
She
him.
lives in Hawkins.
You know,
Where
in
did
part of
Robin
her
say she
show.
was going? To study Sylvia Plath, not Brown. Where was it? The girls' college?
Oh, I do not
She's
remember.
off at a
Like she's
Right.
yeah.
like one of them East Coast girls' colleges type.
Yeah,
I really feel like they gave Vicky a little too much because
exactly.
like screen time or whatever. Because Vicky was a fucking candy striper. Candy stripers delivered flowers and read stories to kids. And Vicky was out there diagnosing and damn near writing prescriptions.
Thank
I mean,
you.
maybe they stepped the role of a candy striper down. She was
administering medicine and shit. Like
she was studying to
why
be
are
a
you worried
nurse
about how many drugs is going?
When
maybe
Max
she
woke up, she was like,
you know,
you've been in a coma for so long, your extremities are gonna be numb for a while, but the
muscles have
will
atrophy
come
for
back
not being
after.
used.
I'm like, you are a candy striper.
But she's been listening to doctors for a while. It's like if you've watched enough Grey's Anatomy, you know the terminology. You may not be saying it right, but you know the words.
I watched the Incredible.
She didn't have Grey's Anatomy, dude.
Not out there.
She had Marcus Welby
back then.
Right? She had Marcus Welby. That's
doing
what she was
pregnancy
watching.
checks on cows.
Trapper John.
Right? Thank you.
But no, I mean, like if she's a candidate, she's actually working in a hospital. What I was saying as far as the amount of screen time she got, I feel like, yes, they continued to add people in. They added the science teacher in. And of course, Murray was a great addition. And some of the additions made sense and they were practical and they needed those people to be there. But you know what I'm saying? Like they needed someone to replace Dustin. They needed a brainiac. So they got the science teacher.
They should have brought the science teacher in
a long time
ago.
Second
season.
Right.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And with him came Snookums. So we needed that. In my opinion.
Facts.
Right. And so just looking at it from that standpoint, when Vicky, that was just the conflict that Robin was having, where she was constantly lying and not being believed. So having her in the scene where she gets chased, the Demogorgon's there, they end up in the, you know, like now her whole world's been rocked because here's the reality she didn't know exists. So she's the only place she feels safe is to be there. I did think it was weird though that nobody else was like looking at Robin and Vicky trying to like, why is she like nobody else clued or even tried. And I'm just,
they look really weird, working really fast and nervously.
These are some really
full of drugs.
These are some really polite kids. Because I'm gonna tell you how me and my friends were at that time, and these conversations would not have gone that way. We would have been asking questions. We would have been all in everybody's business, and we would have needed to know what was what and what was going on. Having said that,
get her out of here.
Will's big moment where he sat everybody down.
Yeah.
Too long.
He had to have that moment.
It's just too long. It was
because
too long. They had to have
I agree.
That was his number one fear.
I agree.
So
and I think what he was doing and his acting in that moment was good. It was believable. It felt very authentic coming from him. I did not like the responses. I don't feel that they were as for family. Like his mother's response, I feel like that was kind of what a supportive mom might have said. His brother, maybe as a follow-up. But his friends, I feel like they would have just been like, bro, we've been known that.
No, the fuck they wouldn't have.
Yes, they would have.
Really?
Yes,
they little kids.
Yeah, because they knew. That. Trust me. Every person that has ever come out to me, I knew they was gay before they did.
Let me tell you something. And
I've been waiting.
I just want to say, in the most sincere manner I can, with personal experience. About time you told us. We've been waiting on you.
Literally.
That's what I was waiting on. I was waiting on a reaction like that from somebody, if nothing else from like Jonathan. And that's who, honestly, that's really who I wanted it to have come from.
Right.
Yeah. If it had come from Jonathan, I think it really would have hit and it would have been more than I'm never going anywhere. Like that. That sounds like something that's written. That doesn't sound like a genuine reaction. That sounds like when you put on TV somebody coming out for the first time, this is what a good coming out looks like.
Like, oh,
But this is the
oh,
80s.
baby, that closet been made of glass. Like,
Right. But this is the 80s, and there still
I got an
were
uncle.
a large group
I
of people.
got an aunt.
We all
Like,
got people. I mean, we all got people.
So let me
It's
tell
not
you.
a question of me not understanding how
was
we
the
would have
80s.
handled it.
You're right.
It's not me talking about how we would have handled it. I'm talking
Right.
about how a lot of other families have handled it back then.
In
And
the
it was not
80s,
pleasant. In the 80s, it was
And I
not
get that.
pleasant for them coming out.
But let me say
Yeah.
this. No. I had no problem with what Will Byers did. I have no problem with the way.
No, I'm talking about their
terminology.
answers, like their answers. Even though now, I'm not gonna take away from the issue that you had with their responses. But I understood why their responses were not so relatable, right? Because I felt like they weren't as relatable because we come from people that, you know, we probably would have just been like, yeah, well, all right, whatever, you know, like, yeah, we knew, so what, you know, big deal, right? I think to them it was like, oh shit, he finally said it. Like in an environment where when somebody came out, you were almost ostracized.
I was about to say your family would disown you back then.
I get that as well. But I also think that when we're talking about this particular group of people who have been going down this very specific unified path together, with, like I said earlier, with the trauma, this group, this still trapped. These folks ain't going nowhere no matter what. After everything,
remember how Steve reacted when Robin told him, and he was like, "Cool, can we just be buds then?" Like it wasn't even
right. And
it didn't have to be a big moment.
But even then, he was like, I mean, oh. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? You could see him go through all the moments right there. And okay, cool. That seemed a little more natural. And again, I just think like the scene didn't have the emotional intensity I know they wanted for it. And I feel like it only came as a result of the responses. I know why he did it. I think it was a well-written part of the story because that was him taking control and his power, and Vecna didn't have anything on him anymore.
Right.
But it was just kind of like
honest,
it felt so forced. Like
I just felt the drag.
Yeah, I feel you. I agree with Kaylee Wilbert 55822. But I gotta be real honest because Noah is my low point for the series. Like talking about casting, he wore me out the entire series. It's just everything was so. And this last one, they're coming for who? Oh, I couldn't help it. Who are they coming for? Like they're on their way. Where are they on their way to? Oh, here, like, because they're at the door. Thanks for taking 5 minutes, Will, to Max. Like, okay, all right, okay, with your all right. Like, he just after like season 2,
spit it out, goddammit.
You're the heart, Mike. The heart. Not at all. Not at all. That casting could have everybody else. I rock everybody else, but him and his emoting and just the over. I get that he's been traumatized, and I get that people were like, "Oh, he's so gay." Last season when he didn't stand up for Elle and he didn't, you know what I'm saying? And people were like, "Well, because he's going through." Okay, all right, but this season I feel like he kind of effed around a little bit. Like he kind of. Okay, Will. Like, all right, sir. Get
enough
get
already.
Together.
Okay.
Oh, I can see that. Okay, all right. At this point, like,
I mean, my man had a whole tentacle in his mouth for longer than all of them put together.
He did, but also, you know, who did also Holly, and you know what she did? Got her shit together when she got the tentacle out.
There were so many places I could have went with that I did not.
Nah, you
she
know
didn't
what?
Lay on the ground and go, "Oh, they're coming." She was like, "Oh shit, let's go."
It is not 11 yet. Okay. after 11 o'clock. Okay, but yeah, that I can agree with that, and I think when they had the whole like LA season. That was season 4.
4. That was 4.
Oh God, that was
That's when
that was a plot line we could have done without, huh?
Yeah, for everywhere it led. But she got her powers back and all of that good stuff. So
Whew.
Yeah,
They tried it.
That was where Noah really wore me out, was in season 4, because I feel like before that he was all like he was.
Are we referring to the actor's name? Do you know this nigga? No, I'm sorry. No, I just was like, why you do? Did they actually direct you to do all
Noah, bruh? What is you doing, bruh? Come on,
literally.
Y'all had me racking my brain for 30 seconds trying to figure what character was Noah, and I'm like,
Will,
a Noah.
Good old Will.
The Will Byers character.
Understood.
Will.
But see, and the funny thing is, I don't even think that it's the character. I think it's specifically the way Noah Schnapp portrayed him at the time. And that's what, because in season 1, 2, and most of season 3, I had no problem because he wasn't really in season 2,
Exactly.
But this nigga got 2 things.
When he showed back up in season 3,
he's not just dealing with one issue. He's got 2 things.
Yeah, but so does Robin. And you don't see her rolling around on the ground all the time.
He's got. She also got legitimate. She hasn't had a tentacle in her mouth for months. How long did it take them to find them?
Okay, then we get your moment, RG, which was awesome. I was like, finally we get Will. He's strong. He's good. He's confident. And immediately following that,
see, like, now I understood.
30 minutes. Like what?
I understood when Will lost control momentarily because of the proximity of the Demogorgons and stuff like that, and there was nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody else could see it, but he could sense them there, and that's when it kind of like started to take over. That part I understood. Yes. When he tapped back into Vecna, and Vecna had a conversation with him and was like, "Oh yeah, no, you're gonna be my vessel again." Like that was that PTSD moment. And when he came back out at that time, he was, well, he wasn't out then, but when he came back from the Upside Down and Vecna was out of his head, he was sitting there laying on his mama's shoulder crying like, it's all my fault. It's all. And I'm with you. I was like, bruh, you had a whole moment and now, come on. Like, what is you doing? Stop.
He's not built like that. He was never built like that.
He's shown the potential to be better, and they gave him his moment and took it away immediately. And then, you know what I'm saying? And so now
gave him another moment.
So now we see him when he's out in the desert, when they're in the alternate dimension, because I don't even know what the hell it is now, because it ain't the Upside Down. They're literally in the sky palace. Right. You know what I'm saying? Wherever they are,
it was the other world. What did they call it? They had a name for the other world or something.
I don't remember.
Right. So when they're there, you know what I'm saying? Like right there, when that's happening, like he's out there and he has a whole moment and he like takes control of Vecna and he like breaks the arm and Vecna starts going. I was like, okay, he back in the fight. And it's just like,
I'm not afraid anymore. Okay, we get it. We got it 20 minutes ago.
It took so long to get there. It took so long to get there. I agree.
Jonathan definitely already knew. Obvious. Yeah, he knew at the pizza place.
And that's why I'm saying Jonathan's response should have been different.
He got up and hugged him.
About time.
He got up and hugged him.
That would have
Jonathan's not a man of many words.
Like as a brother, you would be like, okay.
Like you still. I found a meme. Actually, I'm not gonna say I found. I came across a meme. I'm gonna see if I can find it and share it to you. It is Medea. It is Medea having the same conversation. Like that's it. That's what you had to say.
That one.
We've been on that. Everybody do that. We've been waiting on you the whole time. So you go ahead, you do your little thing. Like that's and in my mind, of course, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how that would have been. But the meme was captioned. Had it been a different family.
As someone who I have not come out in any way, but I have had several people, for whatever reason, come out to me over the years because apparently I am the magnet.
You are safe space.
I, and I don't mind, but I do feel like most of the time that it's okay. Like the joke is okay because the joke lets you know it's nothing has changed.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
you're all solemn. Oh, I just this secret, and then and it's like, oh,
Right.
okay, well,
It's not a
about
big
time,
deal, dude. Thank you.
right? Like, yeah, no, and you're messing with such and so, right? How did you know? Because I'm not stupid. I think it
For real.
helps because people can say they're okay and they're not, but I think if you inject normalcy into it, they understand that the dynamic hasn't shifted. Like when
Right.
Mike finally talked to Will and was like, Will's like, I just want you to still be my friend. And Mike's like, best friends. That was a conversation that needed to be had. Like nothing has changed, bro. We're still,
Yeah.
I'll be at your commitment ceremony at that time and you be at my wedding. It's just nothing has changed.
Right.
So do you think maybe since Sam, this was your expectation, and then you also saw, or we also saw the little skit or whatever where it was Medea saying, "Oh, we've been through that." You think maybe it's a bit, at least cultural?
Possibly. I definitely think that there is an element that exists because, like I said, I feel like Joyce's reaction is what I might expect to see.
Mm-hmm. But that
from a white woman.
I immediately picture. Well, it's funny you say that because I immediately picture a friend of mine and the relationship he has with his mother, and she definitely gives me Joyce vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she's going to say all of the things to say, like, I need you to know that I love you. And
I'm here. Nothing has changed. Facts.
She's going to be like that. But I feel like a big brother, especially one who kind of already has a relationship that they've shown they have a good relationship as brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I was saying specifically, I feel like the friend group, everything they've been through, I think they would have had a little bit more jokes would have been made. I do feel like it would have been a little bit more lighthearted or something like that. Dustin definitely would have like cracked a joke. Mike would have cracked a joke at Will's expense. And that would have been the way that they knew nothing was different. Like Brandy said. But I do definitely think that,
I don't know. I feel like one of my friends would have been like, "You fucking."
I mean,
it called me a terrible word.
True.
And there's true. But you know what? That is the point of Will even doing that. That is the point of him even having that moment because that's what he expected. That's what he thought would happen. He thought there would be a fissure
and
because
Vecna
he
was
has
putting
this
that
secret.
in his mind. That's what Vecna was. That's how Vecna was torturing him, making him feel
exactly.
That
and so
when he did that, this was going to get a result. They were going to hate you.
Yeah,
because like that scene with Hopper, then the Duffer Brothers with a guy canceled. Oh, they would have got canceled.
Not
for what? Not for joke. Like, here's the thing. I don't know, man. Because I can't speak for any other group of my own. But my thing is, it's a joke, and it's not in a mean or malicious. Everything doesn't have to be treated like this solemn. And in reality,
right? Like you're coming out with something terrible.
It's not
bad news.
Right. So
now,
I don't
as
know.
a show, I think as a show, for the magnitude and the impact that the show has, I 100% understand them doing it the way that they did it. I feel like it was respectful. I feel like it was done correctly. It was still an emotional scene. And I think it still held a lot of weight in the story.
It
just
doesn't
didn't
have to
feel
be
real.
that
It felt
much.
very scripted.
It doesn't need that much weight.
It was just too
Like,
long. It just dragged. It was too
well,
slow.
you
It
know,
spoke too
we get
slow.
it, and I get it, and also I'm like, it didn't have to be handled with such gravitas. Like it wasn't.
Right.
It,
My man was going for his Oscar right there, wasn't he?
I just, in general, like it just was such a, and I get it, but also I'm like, okay, now that we're done and we can move past it, are we done? Can we move past it? It doesn't
Right,
need to be
right.
a big deal. Again, and the reason I referenced when Robin came out to Steve, it didn't have to be a big deal. It was just like, this is the
Right.
thing, and we processed it
Yeah.
and we moved on. And guess what? We never even really discussed it. Yeah, you know what I mean? It wasn't a thing.
But although for Will, it was a thing though, because it wasn't.
Right.
There wasn't a subplot in there with him having to deal with that on his shoulders. You know, from the moment that they implied that was a possibility in him, then we have to kind of assume that, okay, he hasn't told anybody. He hasn't told anybody about this. He hasn't talked about it. He's keeping it a secret. He has that repressed thing from that, and then getting kidnapped by Vecna. And then we learn, oh snap, Vecna's been torturing him with those feelings. So I think with him, that may be the reason why they felt they had to have a because
like
we
Vecna
knew it was
really been tormenting him with that for like how he did Derek's parents.
right, exactly. So
I never thought of it like that. I guess I just was like, okay, it kind of was like Nancy and Jonathan. I appreciated the wrap up. I did. But also, okay, good. We got that. Let's go. We have to tie up. I understand we have to tie up these loose ends and we have to like get these relationships sewed up because the show is going to be over. I get that, but also let's get to the, you know what I mean? Like, let's get to the
right.
game. Okay, great. Moving on. Awesome. I'm dressed. Moving on. Dustin and Steve are good now. All right. Steve and Jonathan had their moment.
Yeah.
Moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we got all these moments and then we didn't get 11. And I feel like there was so much they tried to tie up, and even in 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know, because they tried to mess me up, because they tried to make it seem like they was finna kill Steve. And when I tell you, I jumped up off the couch. I literally stood straight up. I was like,
they jumped in so early with that.
They needed to kill somebody. There was way too much plot armor in that damn. First off, because I just need 2. I need 2 minutes.
Okay,
how the fuck did the Demi?
I'm gonna give you a moment.
So
get you here,
and I'm gonna keep it short because there's only 3 of them. There's only 3 moments. So first moment in the hospital when they send the Demogorgon dogs after Max, right? Playing the music, they're hiding in the room, but they're playing the music.
Right.
So the dogs can't find them because they're playing the music. Yeah, they could always. I don't think it's ever been established that they only kill them by sight. I assume they were trying to be quiet.
Where are their eyes? They don't have sight.
They were trying to be quiet. So yeah, that's another thing, right? So they were sitting there like, shh, 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 shh. I got a boombox next to me playing the Kate Bush song. Why didn't the dogs just go to the music, right? And then mom getting up and putting a damn. All right, I got you.
Right. That's especially the demidog going, ooh, right before the explosion. I was like, okay.
Now, how she managed to sneak in there, open the thing, put the thing in there, close it, start it, and get out the way.
Off, remember, this is a hospital, right? This is a hospital letting a lady walking around with a bloody gown right through, and they're just like, oh, you're okay. I'm just going to the bathroom. No.
But I will say the dogs were running through the hospital, and everyone.
To be fair, there were demi dogs running through the hospital.
That is true. Okay, that was just one.
Her getting there wasn't an issue. What she did when she got there, I'm with you. Like, come on now.
So then there's the fight scene, the army shooting scene So when the Demigorgon comes out and starts wrecking the soldiers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
That somehow decides that while I have a 9-foot wingspan with claws, that as I zip by Will and his mom and all the rest of the Hawkins crew, I'm not going to swipe and cut their throats. I'm just going to focus on the soldiers. Fuck out of here. I don't
Okay.
understand that. Are you serious? There were literally moments where the Demigorgon just was like, I'm gonna deal with you later, and goes for a soldier.
To be fair, the soldiers were shooting at them.
True, but come on. This thing
They
has
had to
been
take out the shooters before they could deal with the Hawkins crew and the kids.
So it honestly just comes down to the biology of the Demigorgons, which we will have to really examine, because I can't they're all mouth and teeth. So they don't have eyes. They're not looking at anything. They're obviously just responding to the environment. So I agree with you on maybe
they have
the sound.
echolocation.
It must be something.
So
like
you
that.
think they're like the animals from fucking After Earth with Will Smith? If you just don't have any feel, you stand in front of them like, I'm not afraid of you, and they're not going to see you.
Or they could be like the things from A Quiet Place.
Okay, I got you.
But then, if that's the case, I agree with you. The radio should have gave them away.
Radio.
Yeah.
In the first one. So I just
So maybe they need the aggression. They feed off. So if they're just sitting there and they're not making any noise, because the animals were kind of walking through
like
searching.
they couldn't hear the music. They were walking around like they were looking for them. So,
but when have they established that they don't? They can't hear.
That's right. That is a plot hole. That is a plot hole.
There you go. And the third and final plot hole: when all of a sudden the Upside Down becomes so goddamn safe. What happened to the bats? Thought there was an army of bats here. 2 years ago, they killed Homeboy. They just left. Right? What happened? Before, it was wild crazy. It was wild crazy in there. Don't step on the vines. It is connected to the hive mind, all that. Motherfuckers is chilling in the second most dangerous place in that world, in that universe, and having whole heart-to-heart conversations in the middle of a fucking war zone. No, don't do that. They needed to. It broke immersion. It broke immersion.
I think some of those points, some of those points are the points that were brought up in the conformity gate, and they tried to explain it away as all of it is Vecna's illusion.
Yeah, I'm not doing homework.
Because I did wonder, where are the Demigorgons? There were no Demigorgons. There were no Demidogs at all in the Upside Down. At all.
It was empty. They all moved out.
I understand them not being where he was, but
yeah, all of a sudden the place is safe as hell. So, like you said,
the
continuity dude got fired.
Wait, yeah, I was about to say, here's a thought: the army has been in there.
Yeah,
and
so the army
maybe it got safer because they're there and they have
they could have cleaned it out.
They have a whole base.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Now it's far-fetched as hell, but it's
I guess those bats aren't strong enough, right?
But is it?
It's not canon.
They're strong enough. They're strong enough to kill, thousands, tens of thousands of bats. But 4 kids and an old cop.
I mean, if we talking about that kind of plot armor, how did these motherfuckers make it to season 5?
I'm just
saying. They shouldn't have. Okay, Hopper shouldn't have made it out where he made it. But keep in mind, he's not just an old cop now. He's a Vietnam vet. Don't.
Who is he? Rambo? Is he that Vietnam vet? It's like Trotman gonna come up and be like, "Yo, I need you to give me the Upside Down his back."
We don't know what
Nancy
he did.
Came out, Nancy came out looking like Sigourney Weaver in Alien 1.
That was intentional. I think with the hairstyle and everything, that was a nod to the 80s.
Oh, it's like Nancy did not come to play with these people.
That's my 3 big plot holes. Fix it. Next time you'll write a series, Duffer Brothers. Don't fire the continuity guy.
I would absolutely agree with that.
Now, what about Nancy's detective spinoff? Apparently, there's books about
I
Nancy Wheeler as a detective?
I'm down.
I will wait and see
Or like
what they
a reporter,
have
a
to say.
detective reporter?
Nancy was
He
Rambo.
was
Yeah,
Thank
Nancy was
you.
Rambo.
Thank
She was
you.
pretty. She
She
was pretty
popped
loaded
up
up.
at the top of the truck like, I've been doing this. I'm Han. Like she
Even
was
Mike was
Hannah.
like, "Can I get a gun?"
Thought she was
Even
Hannah.
Mike was like, "Can I get a gun?" Okay, so wait. Mark's saying it's a book. It's a
Yeah.
book. Okay.
There's so yeah.
Nancy Wheeler
But
detective
they alluded
stories.
to it when they're like, "Oh, she quit school and now she's working for the paper," you know? So I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, are we doing this?"
Yeah, I'll take a little
Investigative journalist
supernatural
Nancy
with
Wheeler.
Nancy.
I mean, it fits.
I like Robin's idea. I think she should have been a Navy SEAL.
You know
Nancy
what?
needs to be in special ops.
Absolutely. Maybe it turns out
Mm.
Nancy Wheeler is the inspiration for Nancy Drew.
No, because Nancy Drew was from the 50s.
Ah, okay. Well, okay. I just know the book names. I was a Hardy Boys person.
Semi-modern
I didn't know.
Those are from the 50s too.
Right, but see, I know the Hardy Boys, and I know they teamed up.
Oh.
I didn't know who was. What's going on over here?
Scooby-Doo Protection
What
Agency.
did y'all think about the end? Everybody's story.
I liked. You see me. I believe. I like the way Mike wrote everybody out. I like everybody's happy ending. I won't really get into a whole lot of the plot points, but I do feel like the sheriff is an elected position, so I guess it makes sense that Hopper could return to being the sheriff. He just has to be reelected. But it's not like my man was going to be in a Russian prison for a while, out on the lam with his kidnapped daughter, and then suddenly returning from the upside down and just be like, sorry, I was gone for a bit. I'll clock in tomorrow. Bro, you not on payroll no more. Like, you gone. So he would have had to be reelected. 18 months have passed. Why wouldn't that have happened? Sure, that's what he did before. He's obviously qualified. And if any of this information gets back that he had any part to do with any of it, he's obviously the man for the job. We've seen Caleb, we've seen Lucas and Max all 5 seasons. Well, the seasons that they had together, you know what I'm saying? So, that's sweet. That'll be interesting because they'll be one of the first, well, not one of the first, but like that was still new interracial couple at that time. Wish them the best. Dustin was going to go bury his head in some books, just like expected. Ending except Will. Will looks like he was going to find himself in Studio 54. That's just the way they kind of presented it. And
they said he was in Milwaukee. Now follow me. Will would have moved to Milwaukee and been in the gay bars around the same time as Dahmer. Isn't that crazy?
Didn't they have a shot? There was a
Holy
shot
shit.
where there was a guy standing right next to him who looked exactly like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I don't know. I got to go back and watch that.
Maybe not. I don't know, but that's what I was thinking.
So we're going to find out that Will hit him with that rock that gave...
Listen, Will wasn't a victim. I know that.
That gave Henry his powers.
If not the guy standing next to him, I mean, it looked like the bar from the movie.
It did. I was
from
like,
the
wait,
series.
Milwaukee?
Right.
You see, y'all doing that
gay
conformity
bar?
gate
Oh,
now.
no.
Y'all
It's
jumping
like
on the
89,
conformity
90?
gate.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about things that actually happened in the show.
we're talking about the canon moments.
Right.
There it is. Okay, let's see.
Like
I know y'all can kind of see. Yeah, I try to.
He said he went to the village of Milwaukee.
It's overwhelming at first.
See?
That looked like a place where Dahmer could have showed up.
I'm telling you.
But there were no black dudes there. Were there any black dudes there?
There are not any in the scene.
I'm like, Will was on the scene in Milwaukee at the gay bars at the exact same time that Jeffrey Dahmer was operating in them gay bars in Milwaukee. I know that this one doesn't have anything to do with the other. I just thought that was really funny.
That is, but you're not. I did. Oh,
What
where y'all
happened
at?
to everybody?
I know. You see, I was like, wait, where y'all at? That's not the one that was. I meant to pick
I'm
that
like, where did everybody go?
Yeah, I meant to pick that
That
one
was
so that you all would
disgusting.
be
Like,
here.
oh, not the bar.
And-
Just,
But no,
that
like
was the final straw.
looking at that scene, I do not specifically see, but I have actually seen that image floating around online where it's like Will jumped. It said Will got out of the frying pan and into the fire, and it shows him sitting at the bar, and somebody put Jeffrey Dahmer
Really?
in the image. Oh yeah, I've seen that. And when you pointed out Milwaukee, I was like, "Yep, that's I know exactly."
Well,
where you're
there
going
you
with
go. Great minds, I guess.
I've seen it, and it's now. I even listening to the remainder of of Mike's breakdown and everything, as he talks about, the Zoomer and the Sorcerer, and he's giving everybody their characters and whatnot. When he talks about the mage and her sister, of course, it's like that was just a coping mechanism for him because everybody else was getting their happy ever after. He wanted her to have hers as well. And I think that's where that comes from.
Even if it's true, it's still sad because she doesn't get to be with her friends or family. She doesn't get to be with Mike. Mike doesn't get to be with her. It's not really a happy ending.
Well, she gets to live. It beats the alternative.
Yeah, living is happy.
Yeah.
But see,
not ideal, but
they still could have. Well, I'm for one am glad that they stuck to their guns. That somebody did die, and like I said, I have to go back and find the video. I didn't actually wait. No, I think I might have didn't I write it down? Who everybody put
bad on? When Callie died, I was just like,
oh wait, yeah, I did. I wrote everybody's this our burn list right here.
Who I said Will. I really thought he was going to die.
You did. You said Will. Teresa called Steve. RG called Steve. I said Robin. Mark said Murray last week, and Jeff was the only one who called it as 11. But I do think we all kind of agreed that 11 was the logical
11
choice.
had to go.
Right.
We would have been heartbroken if they killed Murray. I really loved that man, and he didn't even come until 5 minutes into the show. He's not a main character, but I love me some Murray. I would have been really sad.
Yeah, Murray was great.
I would have been okay with
Murray's
any one
like
of them.
that.
Just come on. Really?
You said what?
I would have been okay with
everybody.
Any one of them. Just pick one.
Nah,
just give me something. Give me some stakes.
Everybody roll a D20. Lowest number goes.
Hopper and Joyce deserve their happily ever after. They deserve that happily ever after.
Well, Hopper can't die because Hopper faked us out twice.
I was so mad. I was like, okay, now, because now you're going to die and ain't nobody going to care.
There you go. Exactly.
Murray back off wherever Murray was before he got brought into all of this foolishness.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
And laughing because he knows that he definitely is right.
Absolutely.
The teacher's back teaching in science, and now instead of Dustin, he's got Erica, who did not get a closure. And I still am mad about that. Like, she didn't get a story. We didn't find out what happened with Erica. All we know is Erica made a thing for the confetti.
She got locked up because she went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and then she got into a fight because she got a smart ass mouth. She got into a fight, probably stabbed a bitch, and then now she's in jail for 5 years. I'm sorry.
As much as Erica's my girl, I was not upset
in her mouth
that they didn't give her a story because she wasn't one of the original team.
Right.
And I feel like she was a side character to begin with, but with those few lines that they gave her in the very beginning, it was so well received that they wrote her a bigger role.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like she was ever a major part of the team.
Right.
So
yes. Comic relief.
just
Yes.
seeing her in the end of that episode, even though she was just setting the little confetti things, I felt like that still was not a sanctioned part of the graduation. So she was still being mischievous. I
Yeah.
felt
feels
like
like
that was
something she
okay.
built. Like
And I
she's
need
taking
them to
her.
make another Funko Pop, and I need them to have her in that purple,
That purple
outfit
in that
because it
dress.
was
She's so
over the
cute.
top. It was
Yes. That was the
Yeah.
cutest she looked all season.
Mm.
She was so
Yeah.
cute in her little dress.
Yeah.
And so I
I think
seeing her
Caleb and
with
Max
that
are a
machine.
beautiful couple. And I hope if they don't get appreciated in Hawkins, they move someplace where people appreciate their beauty together.
Yeah. They feel
But
like
they are just listen, when I tell you that I didn't have to run people down over Max and Lucas.
Yeah.
Don't ruin that. That is a pure love story. Like
Yeah.
it don't have nothing to do with anything other than these two people
Mhm.
are just for each other, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like for the rest of you think you finna leave me? Bitch, I listen to Running Up That Hill for 2 years.
Facts.
You
Right.
gotta sit down, you know what I'm saying?
You won't listen to
Right.
what I gotta say.
I mean, honestly, you can honestly kind of look at it and be like, whatever issues they come across, you feel like they can work it out.
Facts.
You
And they
feel
would.
like there's enough
Like-
patience there. She
Now, her
owes it to
mama-
him. She
Her
owes it
mama
to
ain't
him
nothing.
to hear.
She never
what
even
has
showed
to
up at
be
the
said.
hospital. And
Yeah,
obviously, at the end, it looked like Max was living with the Lucas and them, which I don't know how that worked. Black parents in the 80s.
I don't know. We
A
do
little
like
child from down the street.
we
when you
got
coming
some
over here
mamas
with
that
little
like to
troubled
take in
girl.
strays. We got some of us like taking strays.
Yeah, but
It
I
would
also
make
feel like
more sense for her
going
to be
through?
living with the Wheelers.
I feel like that mama knows her son and wouldn't have been going for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm saying to RG's point, like, yeah, it'd be some strays. But
I mean,
when
but he
we
was
saw the-
19, you know what I'm saying? So he got that Calvin job. You know what I'm saying? He working at McDonald's. He able to pay her rate. He give her a little $120 every week, every 2 weeks.
$120.
You know
That's
what
what he was making, bro. What you talking about? Because that would have been like
That's what I'm saying, man. You
$5.
know that's what she was asking for. So you want your little girlfriend to stay here? It's $120.
Got to pay rent.
There
Gotta pay
you
rent.
go.
We just
We just had this conversation. You could have threw him out.
Just talk about
At
that.
least say throw him
But of
out.
course, that would have been the 80s. So that's probably how that would have went down. It was a different time. It's a different time.
she don't have a mom. Her mom is gone. Her dad is gone. She has nobody. The only person that she literally has left is Lucas. Because they never implicitly say the mama's dead, but the mama never shows back up. We saw her mom before, so obviously she was active in her life. And then she just wasn't there. She was never at the hospital. So she really doesn't have anywhere to go.
They just wrote her out.
I mean, it's, the
Terrible
running
editing.
joke is that the running joke is that the children of the 80s were just out running around doing whatever they wanted, wherever they wanted, and was just gone.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Well, it's kind of
That's how we were. That's how we were.
Half true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Like,
I
people
feel like
really be like, is it true that y'all it literally is true that
Yeah.
our parents never knew where we were most of the time.
Until it got dark.
Until the street lights came on. Right. And we all came
And honestly,
running in
you
like
can-
urchins.
you could get away with anything as long as you were back before the lights.
Right.
There you
And
go.
didn't
you
get
beat the
nobody
streetlights
saw,
home,
nobody got
there was
caught.
no question.
You don't know
Don't
what I
ask,
did
don't
today.
tell.
I was in all sorts of things. I was 6 miles away from here.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. We rode our bikes, and that was like, so I know. I absolutely believe everything that happened in Stranger Things could have happened. And that's why I say that friend group would have been locked in. They would have been down and the shit would have been fine. They would have been like, bro, we already know. Like, anyway, they done had some time and they was gone. And like when they was out in the field on the walkie-talkies and shit, like, how far was that from the town? Like, they was out of town on their bikes.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I'm
Castle
saying?
Byers was in the woods. Like
Like,
it wasn't just around the corner.
when you look around, it's trees everywhere. for a
Yeah.
while.
Right. They was riding their bikes for minutes. Like
Mhm.
so shit. Like
And it's
yeah.
definitely put miles on it.
Good times. Good times.
So honestly, I do think we can make this a real quick one. It's kind of a yes, no. Overall, do you think they stuck the landing? Taking us from season 1, the story they told, the way they closed it out, and our finale. Did they stick the landing? I say yes.
I say yes.
I say no. Like there's wobbling. There's wobbling.
Okay.
They landed. They stood. They didn't fall. But
Better than Game of Thrones.
They did a yeah. But there was a knee bend.
Okay, so you deducted points. Cool. Teresa?
I say yes.
I think the show provided as much closure as they could without putting themselves in position to have to do another season. Everything was left either open enough. Some stuff could be left for interpretation. Some stuff was explicitly, this is what is. And
Okay,
I
wait.
the
True on all of everybody. If say at midnight on 1/7 at 11:59, they do release another episode, how would you feel about that?
Depends on the episode. Depends on the episode. And the reason I say that is because when I finish this season, before Conformity Gate before I ever had an inkling that there could be another episode or that there was some conspiracy that they didn't give us the real story. Before any of that took place, I saw the episode and I finished the episode and I was like,
Joyce.
when I saw the end, I was like, okay, I'm good with that. Yeah. And it was literally like 11 was the character who, I'm not going to say needed to die. Like her death made sense.
Right.
Her death made sense. Everybody else kind of got their happy ending. Nobody had to be the sacrificial lamb or anything like that. And leaving it like this, the spinning top of whether or not Elle is alive or dead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
I'm okay with that. If you show me a body now, I'm emotionally distraught because why you ain't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if she just
falls off a cliff,
disappears in a smoke,
just dead on the brink, like, oh,
like, holy shit, is
You know
that blood out of here?
You give me a Natasha Romanoff, you know what I'm saying? You pull a Black Widow, I'm like, damn, we need all that. Like, but as they say, you know what I'm saying? If somebody like if they die off screen, are they really dead and all that kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, take all of the TV tropes. If you stop right here, I'm good.
You'll be good. Okay.
If you give me another episode, ooh, you better knock it out the motherfucking park. Because if you do anything wrong on another episode, you could fuck it all up.
Yeah.
Right.
You could fuck it all up.
Yeah.
You best leave it like it is. Why leave it where it is while motherfuckers want to get more. You come back and don't.
Unless you have an episode where like all of a sudden it's like Vecna's son comes back and like kills Dustin in his sleep. That would be fucking awesome. Like if we're gonna start like some Freddy Krueger level shit like that.
That's terrible.
For some reason, I thought about in Logan when the fake Wolverine killed Professor X. Like,
right.
Let's bring it back. Like,
I mean, if there's
let's subvert expectations.
But you know what? Wait a minute. Wait. So, given the love letter to the 80s that Stranger Things has been, it may not be a stretch for Vecna to come back after Nancy. We could, he's all burnt up, you know, like he kind of looks, he's got that same little thing. Maybe that's where we get this whole Nightmare on Elm Street story. He's the thing of like, he's the boogeyman in the shadows kind of thing. And that's the only way, like to what you're saying, RG, that's the only way they could do that. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it.
But no, I think leave well enough alone. All the reports, everybody who was like, oh, you know, conform gate and the secret episode, the secret 9th episode, everybody said that bitch was gonna be January 7th, and every episode is dropped at 8. Now 11:59 is still technically January 7th, right. So you bring a good point. I'm not staying up to find out. I will see on the internet tomorrow that shit dropped, and I'll be like, oh, I know what I'm watching.
Even watch it. I don't know, because I would be so irritated. Because like, why would you have me watch it? Emotionally invest? And I would 100% do this again.
Only because see, I don't even want to like. All I'm gonna say is just conform gate. Look it up.
I probably will watch it. I mean, who am I kidding?
And and all I'm gonna say is you don't have to buy into it. You don't have to believe it. But the internet detectives, it is just fascinating. The stuff they came up with, the visuals that like what they talked about, and this is one where it's like it ain't that deep. Y'all giving the Duffer Brothers way too much credit, but apparently
to get my girl's princess makeover.
Okay.
Listening? What the heck?
Okay. But no, when Robin is doing her speech, well, not her speech, but when Robin is back at the squawk and she's on the microphone talking again, the tape rack behind her is a series of dashes and dots. And apparently someone translated the Morse code. Now, you make that face, but you think about how we were just talking about the cinematography, all of the visuals, the attention to detail they put into the 80s. What are the chances that someone happened to put these cassettes in and just said, skip this, there, skip, there, skip, there, skip, there, skip? That they just happened to put it in and it translates to a message.
My face isn't.
What's the message? What's the message?
I would have to. I will.
It's not because I'm like that. That it's an impossibility. My face looks like that because I'm like there are actual problems in real life that probably could do with a bit of scrutiny. The way that people are scrutinizing the background of every scene in Stranger Things.
And
just, I'm just saying. Deciphering Morse code messages in the back of one scene at the end of the final episode of Stranger Things. We need you working on a few things around this motherfucker.
Okay.
And that's the point. I mean, it is amazing what some of these people have come up with. And again, it's just the internet detectives. But you know, it's hell, I got 4 people I talk to on a regular basis that's smarter than me. So when I be coming up with conspiracy theories and shit, y'all are real quick to help me understand why this works, why that doesn't work, what's good, what ain't good. This is some shit. I was just saying, I was impressed by what people came up with.
I agree with you that if they came back with another episode, it better be the best episode of television that has ever been on television. It better be the kind of episode that breaks you down on the floor weeping in the middle and then lifts you up to transcendental heights by the end. I mean,
yeah.
Thank you.
Because to go out
himself should descend
to go out
onto
on
your
such
couch.
a good note and then come back and do something different. Like, but in fairness, I will say this. if the episode that was episode 8 is not the finale, and they wrote episode 8 so well, there is a part of me that has to assume that episode 9, secret episode, would have no choice but to already be better if they were comfortable enough to put out 8 knowing they had 9 in the tank.
I'm not going to believe that they had the wherewithal to even do episode 9 when they couldn't just record seasons 4 and 5 back to back. Like the fact that you sat there and you waited until these kids became grown ass people, and
That was a strike.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean, it's still so. It was so long. Like the minute that strike was over, they should have been all right. Yo, ready? We have a script ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get the production. You know, I get it. I think confirmation bias is awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
confirmation bias is a hell of a drug.
Wait, that's what you see. I was like, wait, what is that? Okay, but no, that was the Dave Chappelle ad.
I don't know. I would be so irritated. Like,
I don't want it. I mean, I don't want another. I don't want another episode. Unless I'm getting the one with Dustin getting killed.
I don't know why people think there would be another one. Maybe I'm just being naive. But
I just
because
confirmation bias.
Alive,
it's confirmation bias. They want
to
so they see it.
Kill Vecna.
Well, didn't they call it the finale? Hasn't everyone called, including Netflix? Hasn't they called episode 8 the finale?
Yeah, but apparently they don't know.
But Superman died.
I don't know that in this day and age that it's possible to keep something that good a secret until they just, slip it out. I haven't heard anything about a leak of a piece of dialogue or a photo leak or, nothing, even if it was fake.
I will say you have, again, this was not a conversation we had 2 weeks ago.
No.
It wasn't. Because all we knew was that there was one more episode. And that was going to be the finale.
Right.
100% agree. Since that finale aired,
people have had too much time on their hands
today,
and they've been deciphering messages that
looking for shit
that may not have even been there.
It's like 7 days later, and people are like, the Morse code in the back spells out.
No.
And
it says Vecna is alive.
And truthfully, if you go and don't go. I want you to see for yourself.
Play Donna Summer's record
crazy,
back. Donna Summer record backwards is.
Some of this stuff is like
it's Summer Donna and
4 and 5 days. No. Some of this is like 4 and 5 days old.
I hear you, bro. Look, cryptographers will find a lot of shit in a lot of places.
More power to them if they deciphered the Da Vinci Code that is Stranger Things and figured out that there is a.
You will find anything you were looking. Okay, it's interesting. Here's an example. Just answer this one question.
Sure.
When Will was having his coming out speech, and he talked about how nothing was going to change, that they still all like the same things.
Right.
Did this man talk about having malted milkshakes at the grocery store that his mama worked at?
Wait, what? I don't get the reference.
I know what you are talking about.
So, Will's mom worked at that store. It was like a drugstore, right?
Yeah.
In the 1950s, a drugstore would have had a counter. And they would have
sold ice cream and sold
Who would have been around in the 50s to be thinking about malted milkshakes?
I mean, his mom.
Henry Byers.
Henry.
Oh, Henry. Right. Yeah.
Right, but that doesn't mean that they just stopped selling malted milkshakes into the 70s and 80s.
Well, we've seen her at work, and there was no lunch counter at the store where she works. So the idea is that this is a planted memory from Vecna into Will's mind, and he, he doesn't know the difference between this planet
It's the
memory and
Matrix.
reality. He says this.
No, I know. I just am like, was that how?
It's not a
Did
dream
he
sequence.
specifically say going to mom's work and getting malted milkshakes?
Yeah, I mean he talks about going to the name of the name of the store,
Melvals.
Melvos, which is
Okay.
where
and
she
having
worked.
and having malted milkshakes.
I mean, they're
At
in
the counter.
Hawkins, Indiana.
Like he's saying I went to the counter at the or did he just say I had my? I mean,
Well,
never
these are
mind. You
things
know
he's
what?
like, we're still gonna be friends. We like all the same things. We
Right,
like,
right.
I get it. I get it. You
running
know what?
through the
That's
woods and
exactly what
stuff.
that means. He obviously none of this is real. I don't know. I don't what I don't have in me is the capacity to like dispute those sorts of things.
Care. Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Right.
Like, okay, well, if
and
y'all say that the milk counter, then obviously it's all fake. I don't know. I only know what I saw. I didn't see, but
And
hey,
I am good.
all I know is you told me this episode was the finale. So I'm good.
There you go. There you
I
go.
am good with the show ending the way that it ended. If we stop here, everything is fine. If you somehow drop another secret, mysterious episode that nobody knew about and you managed to keep under wraps, and all this weird stuff has been popping up online for the last couple of days, and all of the internet detectives discovered it before it dropped, and woo, woo, woo. Okay, great. Then that means there's another episode of Stranger Things that I get to enjoy. And this better be the best episode of all the Stranger Things episodes. And it has to be, because you planned out so far in advance to have this big twist that nobody saw coming and do something different. I believe, much like we stated, it's a lot of people who just can't cope with 10 years of a show now being done.
Mm-hmm.
listen,
And that
a couple
this
of
was
months
the
ago, there
ending.
was a bunch of people who had a bunch of information and evidence showing that Jesus himself was going to come down and the start of the rapture was going to begin. They had so much evidence and so much,
Wasn't
things
it
that
like
was right. They
September
had
of
people selling their whole
2022?
houses, giving away their savings. People like gave up their pets and willed off their children because they were so convinced, because of all the research and the scientists and all the internet
I have said
detectives that
anything you are looking for, you can find.
No.
Simple as that.
There
Anything
it
you are
is.
looking for, you can find. If you don't want the show to be over because you need a better ending, because you want Elle to be alive, because you believe, if you're one of those, then you're going to be able to see things.
she's alive and still not need another episode. Because what if she doesn't? What if she's
Exactly.
not alive in that episode? What if they do fast forward and then we go in upside down and her broken and battered body is like across the country?
I mean,
New
if you
ruler and
think
shit.
about
It's
it,
like,
honestly, if you think
y'all
about it,
left me here to die.
Right,
So I became a
now
monster.
Elle is evil.
Now she got to get a Kate Bush song as well as Mike is like, no, remember the dungeon.
I mean, I can absolutely I can write it either way. You know what I'm saying? Because legitimately, I can write it either way, because
you heard him.
it, as it stands right now, Mike is the only one who isn't willing to accept what is. Everybody else seems to be good and they've moved on. Mike is the one that's going to wake up from the Matrix, because his love for Elle won't let him rest and accept what is. He's trying to find these answers and his mind is going all haywire. Eventually,
Well, he's moving forward. Here's the thing.
that causes him to break free of Vecna's mental control. And once he breaks free of the mental control, he's able to get himself out. He can save the others. And now the fight takes place, and they really have the final showdown with Vecna in the Upside Down, because this
Elle
whole
is
other
also under Vecna's
I
control.
don't want to follow that up. I don't want to follow
yeah.
that up.
I mean, like in this theory, because ultimately the whole plan was he was going to get the kids, and once he got the kids, he would have all the power he needed, right?
Okay.
He got all the kids.
The power to combine the planets, though.
Dustin has shown to be wrong.
When?
When he initially was saying we had to destroy the science thing and realize like, ooh,
Well, yeah.
whatever you do, don't do that. It's not what I thought it was. This isn't
Right.
Vecna at all. Then we get that little bit of scene. See, now you making me buy more in, and I wasn't trying to convince y'all because I'm not selling it. It's just out there. Go look at it. You're not gonna do it. You only got me because y'all know I love a damn good
Curious
conspiracy.
if
He
people
started
is
selling
coming
it,
up with,
man. He was
you know,
selling it. He's a used car
What
salesman.
did I say?
source
What did I
codes in the
say?
back and all of this, and I'm like,
I can write either one.
The mental gymnastics is amazing.
so if the
works.
episode never comes out, will it be because they just didn't want to put it out now because everybody figured it out? Is that
Or
what
because
the
there was
conspiracy
no
will say?
episode. I'm just gonna go with there was no episode.
I don't think.
I don't
I
think
mean, I could be wrong.
I don't
Listen, I
think
was
they
dead
did all
wrong.
that.
I said we was gonna die.
That is
So
that is
I
my
do be wrong.
that is my stance on it. My stance on it is that there never was an episode. It never was going to be an episode. And it just comes down to, like you said, the Duffer Brothers, they got 5 seasons out of this. And I don't think they ever expected to be where they are. And all things considered, I think they did a good job writing up the story, finishing it out, if you will. There are some things that are continuity, but I believe when you have things like that, nobody's perfect. Hell, George Lucas had to keep changing shit every time a movie got made, something changed the canon. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point the continuity doesn't fit. You can't squeeze everything in you need to tell the story you're trying to tell if you're constricted by this, and this. So what do? You just write the shit you want to write and you move past it. Then you have people who get online and be like, oh, it sucked because this thing wasn't exactly accurate like it was 4 years ago. Never mind that people change and shit happens and motherfuckers forget what they wrote. Because honestly, I think that's really what it came down to. I think the Duffer Brothers.
It's hard to say because they're so intentional.
And
I feel like their writing has always been so intentional that you wouldn't want to say that they didn't. But at the same time, also, I'm like, if you were looking for something, people find hidden meaning. What's the name? Read, what was it? Catcher in the Rye, and it told him to kill John Lennon. So, you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, what did I say? Anything
you
you're
are
looking
for messages, you can find messages.
Yeah.
And so that's what I believe happened here. I think a lot of people who saw the finale didn't get the finale. Because you all have taught me the difference between a bad story and not getting the story you wanted.
Story that you want. I didn't get the story that I wanted. I'll be honest. I did think that they were going to be killing people off. I thought people were going to die. I went into the final episode with my cheeks clenched because I just knew
had the sweat already pulled up, right?
Right, like that. I just knew. I was like, "Oh Lord, here we go." But also, I do agree with the stance that nobody was going to die because this is a kids' movie. At the end of the day, this is a kids' movie, so they're going to have a happy ending. I think
it was the good guys win, the bad guys lose, and everyone lives happily ever after.
Yeah.
Now,
but also though that
it was
having said that, they
right.
definitely brutally murdered Eddie. They brutally murdered Bob. We thought Hopper was dead. Like
it's a kid-ish show because it's obviously like it's at least PG-13. It's
a show about kids, and when you start killing kids, the main kids.
Yeah.
Right. That becomes a problem. And you couldn't kill off all the kids. Like we knew nothing happen to Lucas. We would riot in the streets.
Right.
Nothing could ever happen to Steve because nobody wants Dustin to have to go through losing Eddie and Steve. He would turn into this Unabomber.
Absolutely. And the kid is smart enough.
We got Dahmer. No, I'm just
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like
seemed like the sacrifice because Will was even though he's such a main character, he also was a very peripheral character. It was about Will, so that's why I thought that
he was always connected to Vecna in a way that put him in position to be taken out.
I'm like, they could have killed Max, although it would have been heartbreaking. I could have seen that. Just, oh, you thought you got away and then we choked her out. Haha, Max is dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like if Max had gone out, she just never would have escaped
right.
the upside down.
Right.
Like she
Right.
would have
That's
just
what I
been
mean.
stuck there
Yeah.
and remained in a coma. That would have been her
Right.
death.
I thought maybe Jonathan opening
Yeah.
the door for Nancy and Steve, like to come together from their shared grief.
Yeah.
But then I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
because
but
I would have been cool with
guys,
both of them
poor
dying in the
toys.
melting room.
When they
I was
right,
really
and
wondering
see-
how the hell they survived the melting room. Like,
And
Yeah.
see, let me tell you,
thank God I
that's why-
unproposed, because if I really loved
that
you,
was why that was my
probably would've
highlight, because I
drowned.
honestly thought in that moment, because they were kind of playing it like anybody could get it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I literally went in feeling like that's what they're saying to us right now. Anybody could get it. And when it was the two of them locked in that moment, I was like, oh shit, like this could be it.
Both of them about to die. But even
When they dropped Holly
it
from the
was safe to
sky and
live.
she was falling, I was like, what is happening right now? Are they dropping this child to
Yeah.
the planet? Like, I was so thrown by that. And so I didn't know how that
they
was
even
gonna go.
kept good old Ted. He was at the graduation. I was like, all right, Ted, they ain't even talk about you. Ted was in the hospital. The lights were flickering. He was like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Right.
okay.
And so and we'll talk about one other thing later. I don't even want to bring it into the show because it falls back into the potential conspiracies. All in all, phenomenal series. Stranger Things. It is 11:48. I don't even.
Listen.
That's funny. It just says across the bottom, watch the series finale now. And I'm like, that's
The
just
new episode,
advertisement.
you thought
The series finale is
Well,
out.
I'm
So
Yes, I am
Sorry.
curious, and I tell you one thing: this better be the best episode. I'm telling you, this better be better than the last episode of MASH, The Cosby Show.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what was a good goodbye. Friends.
This needs to
that
be
was a good ending.
the episode when Stringer Bell dies.
That's not an end of series.
Nah.
I'm trying to think of a good end of series. There's not too many of them, to be honest.
No.
Because most of the time stuff just gets canceled.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get to wrap
make it
it
to
up.
the end.
Right.
You know what? Despite it kind of like going off the rails for a little bit there, I thought the season finale or the series finale of Big Bang Theory closed that show out
Was it really good?
very well. Yeah.
I never watched it.
When that show started, I was like already immersed mentally in my geek. I was like, you know what? It is what it is at this point. I was a manager at GameStop at the time. And when that first couple like episodes came on, I was telling everybody, I was like, yo, this show is going to be great. This show is going to be so good. And it's like, one day I just got to remember to invest in the shit that I think is good, because damn it, I've been right so many times and I've just missed it. And turn out to be like, I just know, I can sense it. If I look at somebody and be like, you know what? Oh, that girl right there, she gonna be good. She gonna blow up. Can I buy stock in her? Because when she get big, I want my check, because I called it now. But yeah, I think that was
shows. He jumped the shark. Weeds jumped the shark. Shameless jumped the shark. The rest of the shows like Simpsons, Family Guy, those are still on the air. I'm trying to think of shows that I watched that had a true ending. Like I said, Friends was a good series finale. It really was. And
I did like the last episode to Cheers. I actually
Cheers
still
was a good
remember
series
the
finale.
closing
Because
series.
didn't Diane come back and then they closed the bar?
The last words of the closing words were "Sorry, we're closed."
Yeah,
It's the last.
that was
words of Cheers.
that was a good ending. Just so many series don't, and I feel like this at least wrapped up enough that I was so satisfied. I'm like, okay, you know, y'all put a little bow on it, and I'm good. If you bring it back, I don't even want to
be mad.
the level of expectation gives me anxiety. So good luck to them.
Nothing to stop
Yeah.
that cash grab. Nothing to stop the cash grab.
Hey,
I genuinely believe that even the Duffer Brothers know that there's nothing else to say that hasn't been said. I don't look forward to, I don't expect there to be any more of season 8. I think that story has been told, that ship has sailed, and I'm very pleased with what they did, the way they did it. I don't look for them to do anything different. I don't want them to do anything different. Heaven forbid another episode drops. We will do another show real soon, and I'll tell you what I thought about it. But don't look for that show because I'm not expecting to have it.
one thing I will say, I feel sorry for anybody who thinks they're gonna mess with the Wheelers. Don't try to rob them, please don't, because you're not coming out that house.
You might get in, but either Holly go get
around.
Their house is going to be the new Clue house. It was Holly in the living room with the fire poker. It was Mom in the kitchen with the bottle. It was Mike in the bedroom with the book. It was Nancy. Anywhere you needed to have it happen.
Right.
Nancy, any and everywhere. Right.
Okay.
It was Nancy a mile and a half away. Like, it was Nancy a mile and a half away with the rifle. Like, that's where we're coming with next. Because I just feel like Nancy would be able to do that at some point, because we agreed she would be the Navy SEAL. Folks, we hope that you have enjoyed our review of season 5 and the entire series of Stranger Things. We've had a great time talking about it. We hope you've had a great time watching us. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click that QR code to find GrownAGeeks everywhere we are on social media. Like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends about us. Join us next time. We'll have a new topic for you. We typically have live shows on Wednesdays, and outside of that, we have some of our evergreen content that will be going up. Be sure to check our previous episodes where we have our season 5 episode part 1 review, and you can go back and hear all the stuff we thought and then see what we had to say tonight. For Brandy, RG, Teresa, I'm LD Geek Sam, and we are out of here. Peace.